Despite this disappointing news, their mission will continue to go on.
You guys did a wonderful job. The mission was a complete success.
Students take their futures into their own hands here at the Dayton Challenger Center on Leo Street, even if they are robot hands. It was hard to hear they would not soon be seeing the real thing here in Dayton.
It is a difficult pill to swallow, but we're hoping to move forward.
250 kids from 5th through 8th grade come through here every week, completing one of 4 different missions: Earth, Moon, Mars, or Comet.
They get to take over the mission themselves. We try to observe and stay out of their way as much as possible, which gives them a sense of ownership of the mission.
Spacecraft, this is Mars Control. We acknowledge. Standing by. Over.
And while their feet may never leave the ground on this journey, their minds grow by light years, as does their confidence in themselves. Because these are not just science lessons, they're life lessons.
They're learning about good communication skills and also good teamwork and good problem-solving skills while they're here.
The center is named after the Shuttle Challenger, which exploded 73 seconds after liftoff in January of 1986. On board was the first ever teacher selected to go into space, Krista McAuliffe. And even though she never got to give her lessons from orbit, she's inspiring generations of kids at the Challenger School, and the teachers too.
I love seeing the expression on the kids' faces as they're discovering that they're doing things that they didn't think they could do or didn't know they could do, and that sense of accomplishment is what I really enjoy.
And directors at the school say even though the shuttle program is being retired for NASA, they say they can't stop training these future astronauts. They say they do believe that manned missions will start up again once the economy gets better and there's more funding available. So they say that their training really is a good investment.
Still need to keep looking toward the future.
That's for sure.
Okay, thanks so much, Holly. Well, if they say misery loves company, we were not alone. Daytonians weren't the only ones grimacing today. Folks in Houston, Seattle, Chicago, they also lost bids for one of the shuttles, but there were some big parties going on in 3 other cities. Jay Gray shows us how those cities that won this 21-city derby celebrated.
Celebration at Kennedy Space Center.
Oh, I thought it was thrilling. I can't imagine any place that it should be here, that shouldn't be here.
With word that Atlantis, one of the 3 ships in the retiring shuttle fleet, will stay at home.
It's humbling, it really is. I mean, there were tears in our conference room watching it. Atlantis is really symbolic because it'll be the last shuttle to fly. And so the last shuttle to come home ends up here at the Kennedy Space Center, I think is just so appropriate.
It took NASA Administrator Charlie Bolden, a former shuttle pilot, years to make this decision, but only minutes to announce where the fleet would make its final landing.
First, here at the Kennedy Space Center, we'll showcase my old friend Atlantis. The California Science Center in Los Angeles will be the new home of the shuttle on the launch pad preparing its final mission, Endeavour. The Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum, Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center in Virginia, will get Discovery, and New York City's Intrepid Sea Air and Space Museum will get Enterprise.
Not on that list, the base that trained all of the shuttle astronauts, created so many of the systems and parts that enabled the program to fly, Johnson Space Center in Houston, where members of that team were visibly shaken.
It's sad because Houston did not get the recognition that it deserved.
Also on the outside looking in, facilities thought to be frontrunners like the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force in Dayton, Ohio, and the Museum of Flight in Seattle. Initially so confident it had already started work on a new wing for a shuttle.
Take good care of our vehicles. They've served the nation well.
Service that will continue now and hopefully inspire a new generation of space pioneers from New York to Los Angeles. Jay Gray, NBC News, Kennedy Space Center.
So at the end of today, many asking, where do we go from here? Well, shuttle or no shuttle, many people are saying we continue to make this an even better first-rate museum, and it truly is. Let's not forget it. Remember, it's still the world's largest and oldest aviation museum, and it's free. It is open each and every day, 9 to 5. Space Night is coming up May 5th, and that will be your chance to meet 3 astronauts. So not all lost here today. I will have more coming up tonight at 6, but for now, back to you.
All right, Michelle, in other news tonight, a Troy man is facing charges accused of raping his young neighbor. Ernest Crabtree was arraigned this morning on one count of rape for sexually assaulting the juvenile at his house. More charges are expected later this week. Investigators say the assault happened at Crabtree's home during the past week. His bond has been set at $500,000. And a man wanted for raping a 12-year-old in Pennsylvania is apprehended in the Miami Valley. A U.S. Marshal found Shane Dobson in his Tip City home this morning. Investigators say he was also wanted in Greene County for failure to appear in court on an unrelated felony. He is now in the Greene County Jail.
And Dayton police need your help tonight solving a recent murder, and they are willing to pay you for your help. I'm on your side with this week's exclusive Crime Stoppers report. In the early morning hours of April 7th, Dayton police comb a car outside Good Samaritan Hospital looking for clues in a shooting that claimed the life of 26-year-old Shawan Dorsey. Officers say Dorsey was one of 5 people inside the Chevy Impala during an apparent drug deal in the 2000 block of Rugby Road. One of the occupants pulled a gun and started shooting. Investigators say the suspect first shot the driver in the back, then turned the weapon on Dorsey.
He was still able to push the suspect out of the car before they left.
The driver raced to Good Samaritan for help. He survived, but Dorsey was pronounced dead.
What we do know, though, is that the shooter is described as a black male, approximately 20 to 30, 5'3" to 5'9". He was dressed in a red and white shirt. He's light complected and clean shaven. His accomplice is a black male, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and was dressed in dark clothing. Both suspects fled on foot in an unknown direction. We believe that more people in the neighborhood may have information regarding this homicide and shooting, and if you do, please call Crime Stoppers at 222-7867.
And that is also 222-STOP. You can also submit that tip online at MiamiValleyCrimeStoppers.com or text your tip to tip 400 followed by your message to crimes, which is 274-637. Earn a cash reward and never have to tell anyone your name.